Hello, welcome. I'm Norma, the book lover. Today I'll be reviewing a beautiful book by Myles Munroe that says Understanding Your Potential. So it's a beautiful book that I've read. I'd like to share with you. So one of the first points that I learned from the book that we should never compare our successes, because of that cages our potential. We should never measure how good we are against other people. So one of the points that I love that he shared was success is not the comparison of what we've done with what others have done. Wow. It is simply coming up to the level of our best, making the most of our abilities and possibilities. So that for me, it taught me that I should always be intact with what I can do, not with what others have done or what I've done, and never to make myself feel better by comparing myself, saying that, okay, at least I'm doing something, the other person's not doing anything, because of by that doing that, we are caging our own success. Yeah, so I would like to share another point. Let's move on to another point that I love very much, that we should never hold on to our past successes. We should be able to be in that level of growth, because of, yes, it's good that we've achieved something in the past, but there is always something great to do. So let's dive into this point that he made under this. It says, potential is therefore not that what you've done, but what you are yet able to do. For me, that taught me that as much as I should celebrate that I've done good, but to understand that I can actually do more and I can actually progress to another level. So I should never cage myself saying, okay, I've done this, it's okay. No, there's so much more that I can do. So it was a beautiful point that I learned from it. Then let's move on to another point from the book that says we should never see ourselves through the eyes of others. Because of sometimes we were taught or we were brought up that we should always be cautious with what other people say. But we should also understand that it's not what other people see in us, it's not what we see in us, but it's what God sees. So let's dive into this point from the book that I love. It says, God never tells us what others see. He never calls us what others call us. For me, that was very incredible. I actually felt emotional to understand that to God, I am not what other people see. He doesn't call me what other people call me. I am something greater, and it told me that I should always reflect on what God says about me, not other people. That's where I'm able to engage in my potential and fully unleash it and share it with the world. If I'm able to step away from what other people see and step in what God calls me to be. Yeah. So another important point that I love is that we need God to fulfill our purpose. We'll never be fulfilled without God. Wow. That actually taught me that, in order to be great, I have to go through the origin of greatness, meaning God. I love the important point when he said that when God made everything else, he made the animals from dirt. He made the fish in the sea from the water, but he made us in his likeness. He said, let's make people in our own image, meaning that we need God in order to fulfill our potential. Our potential resides in finding our origin in God. So let's dive into this point that the book makes. It says, friendly reminder, how you came isn't important. What matters is that you are here. So that's the important thing. We came in various ways. Our parents may say, I was not ready to have you, I was not in the mind state, but that isn't important because God knew us. We are here for a purpose, and that was very emotional for me. It made me understand that I'm not just alive. There's something great that I have to accomplish. There's something unique that God has brought me to fulfill. Yes, there are other people, but yet We are created so uniquely and have different purposes. So to me, it made me realize that I'm worth something and I should value what I have to offer the world while valuing what God has instilled in me. So let's move on to another point that says, God has placed treasures within us. You know, we live in a world where they say success or greatness is for the minority, but this taught me that success is not for the minority. We are all built to be successful. We all have greatness within us. So we have to understand that we need God to unleash it. And God is able to help us to share it with the world and to become what He has purposely brought us to be. So let's dive into this point made under this beautiful point. It says the world needs more people who will believe in God for the potential buried within them, desiring their dreams enough to move and act. Meaning that we have to ask God to help us to act and move into what He has called us to be. So for me, it was a beautiful book, and I learned that there's so much more within us. There's so much more within me, and I should never be at a point where I feel like I'm not good enough, because of there's something special God has placed in me, and I should understand that I have to share it with the world and continually being in a point or position where I ask God to help me, and the things that I accomplish today, I should accomplish more tomorrow, and understand that growth is something that has to happen continually. Yeah, so thank you for joining me today. And if you've read the book or have amazing lessons on how to unleash your own potential, please comment below and tell me one of the best books that I can read and review for us to share. Thank you for coming, and like this video and subscribe so you can receive notifications, because I make beautiful reviews Mondays and Thursdays. Next week Monday, I'm making a review by a beautiful book by Vixie King, Good Vibes. So I believe in reading, and let's create a generation that read. You know, leaders are readers.